You're right guys and gals, it's Jimmerding bringing you another Conan Exiles build video. This is a fairly simple yet charming build to serve as a point of interest on any PvE server, as I love doing these alongside my functional base builds. With the use of the Pippi Mod, this could easily become a marketplace with NPC traders, as well as a cool location to start some admin created quests too. I've only done one other build in the jungle type biome, so please go check out my Yamatai Trade Hub video if you haven't already. This build, however, is a dock, lighthouse and tavern build that I couldn't have done without mods, all of which are in the description as always. The location I chose is right on the western coastal region of the jungle biome by Buccaneer Bay on the Heliograph Heights map marker. If you were hoping for specific coordinates, it's on the 08 tile of the map. Going forwards, I'll really try my hardest to create a top-down view with a layout of the foundation tiles. It's always a case of time limitations for why I haven't done more of this on my videos, as it can take up to half an hour on some builds to trace over the squares and triangles for what ends up as just a few seconds of footage. But you guys are really worth it, so feast your eyes upon this. Now, let's get to the build. This build is actually a warm-up experiment using the Rocks Rock mod to create my own little cliffs and plateaus, because I want to build something like Pike Castle from Game of Thrones in the future. Go give that a quick Google if you don't know what it looks like, or if you can think of a similar example from other shows or movies, drop a comment on the video. As you can see, I've been using ceilings and pillars to build out perfectly in line to the foundations I've placed on the cliff side. This way, the rope bridge I place will line up to the lighthouse entrance I eventually make. You have to place pillars to support whatever building you create, as despite the Rocks Rock mod providing ample huge cliffs and boulders to work with, the foundations just won't place on these. All those hideous pillars will be obviously hidden by the end of the build though, so you can just use trampy sandstone or something like that. I now start adding the giant cliff and boulder pieces, making sure to match the type to the biome I'm in. This can be a bit finicky in places, so be warned, it can take a while to get it to look how you want, and you'll probably be tearing your hair out, removing and repositioning pieces until you get it just so. Or maybe that's just me, I don't know. One other thing, leave a gap between the cliffs and ceiling pieces like this, or build the castle first. Don't place rocks right up to it, as collision means you won't be able to place your structure onto the ceiling tiles. I found out the hard way so you guys don't have to, and I nearly rage smashed my laptop after taking ages to build my natural cliff spire. Before starting the lighthouse tower, I first build the walkway and steps leading down to the docks. The cliff on the spot I've chosen lends well to stairs, as there seems to be little platform sections of rock which acted like natural guide points for me. I'm really happy with how the stairs turned out. I used reinforced stone foundations and complemented it with arena walls snapped to the sides and arena steps, because virtually all other steps are hollow so you can see underneath them. I wanted this to look like it was chiselled out of the cliff itself. beauty of using the cliff and boulder pieces as well means you can really blend in your build to the scenery and cover up any annoying little bits clipping through, like you can see there. As before though, make sure you're happy with foundations, walls or any other structure pieces before smushing boulders into them, as if you want to change or add to any of that structure being touched by the boulders, you'll have to get rid of it all first and then redo it after you've placed your structure. Now time to create the lighthouse, so start by turning the sandstone tiles into arena. Like with the stairs down to the dock, I use a combo of the arena pieces and reinforced stone for it. My aim was to keep the tower nice and simple and have a basic smithy on the middle floor and staff living quarters on the top floor. The fire beacon itself would actually be on the rear entrance down the bottom of the tower, as it was already high up enough due to the cliff it's on, and I wanted a nice tiled roof on the top. You'll see me add thatch roof, but to be fair I get rid of that a bit later on in the build. With the main structure of the tower up, I now finish the rest of the cliff spire it's on by filling in that gap, as well as adding some trees clipped inside the rock, some bushes and some hanging moss. This helps it take it to the next level and look a lot more natural. The bonfire fits perfectly on this overhang I placed, and the way it lights up the side of the tower looks really cool in my opinion. I just wouldn't really have got that effect if I'd placed the fire on top of the tower. I now begin on the foundations to the tavern that sits on the side of the dock. I use insulated wood for the flooring in here as it feels a bit more warm and homely, which is what you'd definitely want from a tavern if you'd been battered by cold sea spray whilst out sailing and pirating. I also use insulated woods for the docks and started placing down a couple of little jetties. I didn't want this to be a massive capital port or anything, but rather a stashy little pirate cove dock, so I don't go mad with the insulated wood here. The dinghy and big merchant ship you may have seen in the thumbnail are from mods, but they don't naturally float. You therefore have to place pillars and wedge foundations and then hide those foundations with the boats themselves. If anybody knows of a mod that has actual floating objects in them, please let me know, because getting the foundations to the right height was a bit of a time-consuming ball ache. I now go back to the tavern to finish off the structure for that. I was inspired by the old colonial style Port Royal buildings, so made sure I used plenty of the arena arch pieces to give that real nice kind of aesthetic. Just by mixing up the direction the roof goes in, you can make something look a lot more detailed. If I just had a standard square cone-shaped roof, I don't think the tavern would have looked as good as it did in the end. I now add some clutter to the docks, mainly consisting of the age-old gaming classic, barrels and crates. I do also add a Dockmaster tent too, which again just makes it feel a bit more authentic and lived in. Being a smaller build, I only need to place a few strategic braziers about to light up the whole of the outside areas. The tavern was all bare and empty, so I placed the bar counter, tables, chairs, rugs and a few thespians just to bring it all together. With the tavern now essentially finished, I detail the Dockmaster's tent before moving on to furnish the Lighthouse tower. As I mentioned earlier in the video, the middle floor is just a simple smithy where sailing equipment could be hammered into a fit state again, or you could just buy a nice shiny new cutlass there. The top floor, I just placed some rough looking beds where the lighthouse keepers and smithy could rest. I couldn't place the chests at the end of the bed because these would block the spawn point, so just had to place them by the banister and wall instead. I had some last minute clutter around, and with that, the build is complete. I'll sign off with the usual flyovers and walkthrough tour of the docks. If you enjoyed this video, please drop me a like and subscribe, as that really motivates me to make more of these videos. This has been Jimmiding. Happy playing, guys.